Hello everybody, this is Adrian on Monday the 20th of July. I recently posted a video on the citrus trees that I've got growing in my greenhouse, and I just thought I'd do another short video on the citrus trees that I've got growing outside this year, just to sort of show a bit of contrast. So the two trees that are in frame at the moment, ignore the one in the middle. On the left I have a satsuma tree, and on the right I have an orange tree. I'm not entirely sure what variety of orange it is. I've had it quite a few years and I've since lost the label. But these two trees, they normally overwinter in my greenhouse, but this year I've decided to move them into this kind of sheltered spot in the corner of my garden next to the house, and I'm going to let these overwinter where they sit this year and see how they get on. If I just come in closer to this one, you can see they're in nice condition, nothing wrong with them. This is the orange tree. It has set some very, very small fruits. Whether they'll come to anything or not, who knows? We'll have to wait and see. And the satsuma has flowered profusely, but hasn't set any fruits, although there is one fruit down here that's hanging on from last year, so that looks like that will probably ripen. I think the reason that these two trees have flowered but not set fruits is because I've repotted them both into these large pots with new compost. So I think they had probably plenty of nitrogen in that new mix, and so they've gone into vegetative growth this year as opposed to putting on fruits. And that's absolutely fine, because that's what I want. I want these plants to get big and strong and healthy, to give them the maximum chance of overwintering. Okay, I'll put the video on pause and I'll go over to the next one. So this is the Mayer's lemon, which I planted in ground in spring. Again, this is obviously, being in ground, is intended to live outside for the remainder of its life. This is really doing well since I planted it in ground. It's pretty much doubled in size. We have got some fruits here. In fact, all over it there are little fruits. How well they'll do over winter, we'll have to wait and see. Because this is its first winter in ground, I do intend to keep this tree protected this winter. But my ultimate goal is to get this to a size where it can potentially try and survive all year without any protection. Behind here, 3 years ago I planted a grafted satsuma. It was grafted onto this rootstock here, which is a trifoliate rootstock, and the slugs and snails absolutely destroyed the grafted section immediately. So what I've done is, over the last 2 years, I've allowed this rootstock to grow, and it's produced two pretty decent shoots going up, and I've now cut these back and I've grafted these. So at the back here I've grafted a piece of tangerine, which is a piece of satsuma, and that's from the satsuma that I just showed you, that's in the big pot by the house. And then here, it'll focus in, doesn't really matter if it's focused or not really, but here is a graft of a piece of lemon, and this is from the lemon tree in the greenhouse. So if we're successful, we'll have satsuma, standard regular yellow lemon, and a Mayer's lemon, all growing in this corner if I kind of pan out a little bit. And this is a very sunny, sheltered part of the garden, gets sun 3/4 of the day, and yeah, I'm thinking that's going to be a good spot for these. Right, I'll put the video on pause and I'll go and show the rest. So okay, in this area I kind of have a number of different trees growing, which are all clumped together. So I have I believe this is an orange tree, but again, I've had it such a long time I've lost the label. This has been doing really poorly. It just hasn't really grown well at all over the previous years, but what I've done is I've now potted it into one of these large pots with some Westlands citrus compost, and I've given it a good feed, and hopefully this will pick up and the colour will return to the leaves over the remainder of the summer. Next to it again I have another tree which I believe is an orange tree. This looks, quite healthy. The leaves look quite decent. This had a lot of dieback across the top of it, even though this was kept in the greenhouse over winter, so this doesn't seem to be particularly hardy, this one. But no fruits, notice. This one has got one or two tiny little fruits, but basically no fruits, although they had lots of flowers. This had lots of flowers but no fruits. Behind here we have the yuzu. This yuzu had at least 30 fruits on it last year, which I harvested at the end of the year. It has set some fruits down here. I saw another one down here, but another one in here, but not loads. Certainly not as many as last year. But again, I repotted this into this large pot with Westlands citrus mix. But what this has done is this has grown a lot this year. This plant is getting on for 5 foot tall now, and last year it was probably only 3 foot tall. And again, I'm very happy with that. I'm absolutely fine with this tree growing, because I want these trees to get as big and strong as possible. And then nestled around here, this is a blood orange, I believe. Yeah, I think this one is a blood orange. This one hasn't been repotted. It's still in its... or have I repotted this one? Let me think about this actually. No, this one hasn't been repotted. A couple of little fruits on it. But this one, yeah, it's okay. It's not doing as well as the others. It's looking a little bit sickly. Because it's got fruit on it, which it set very early in the year, I've decided not to repot this one this year. I'm going to see how these fruits develop over the rest of the year, and then over winter in the greenhouse. If they ripen up into fruits which are edible, then that's great. If they don't, then next spring I shall be repotting this tree and essentially giving it a year of just time to grow rather than set fruits. But the sort of the upshot of it is the trees in the greenhouse have flowered and produced lots of fruits, and for the most part the trees in the garden have flowered and produced little or no fruits, with the exception of the Mayer's lemon. But that Mayer's lemon was already flowering and setting fruit while it was in its pot in the greenhouse earlier on in the year. So I think I'm going to say for the most part that's got fruit because it was in the greenhouse. But all the citrus are looking good. I'm very happy with them, and I think I'm going to have some good, strong, healthy plants to get through the winter. And next year we shall focus on feeding them probably a slightly higher potassium feed to try and encourage some flowers and some fruit sets on these ones that are kept out in the garden. Anyway, there you go. Thanks for watching. Bye bye for now.